So I've just got out of Everything Everywhere All at Once. And I gotta say, that was probably the most interesting film I've seen in years. It was weird, totally weird, and creative, and inventive, and absurd, and funny, and emotional. I even cried. It even made me cry. I mean, something with people with sausages for fingers. And I won't spoil too much and say the central sort of circular motif, but something with that can have an emotional punch. I don't know, that can stimulate you, that can be so creative. I mean, after a long series of Marvel movies and that sort of thing, I'd almost given up on movies. It was all sequels, it was all remakes, it was all safe options that were emotionally and creatively dead. But this film was interesting. It was challenging. It was kind of like getting a peek into somebody's mind. That it was like giving somebody a paint set and letting them just go to town. Kind of like when you have a child and they don't limit their creativity. They don't think what other people are going to think of what they're doing. All they think is, I want to make this, I want to draw this, I want to express myself. And that's kind of the feeling that this movie evokes. It says, this is how I feel. This is no limits. Which, of course, ties in with the whole theme of the movie, the whole multiverse thing, that you can be anything you want. And it takes that idea and it runs with it. And yeah, it's certainly one that I'm going to be running over in my mind for a long time to come, picking through bits and pieces. Did I enjoy it? I was mesmerized. It's one of those films. It will certainly divide you. I mean, when I was coming out, one guy behind me said that was the most amazing film I've ever seen, and the guy with him said that was the worst film I've ever seen. I didn't get a single moment of enjoyment out of it. So yeah, it's going to be a movie that's going to divide the audience, and it's something that going into it, you have to know that you're going to be seeing something really that you don't see a lot of these days. Something free, something unbounded by the normal conventions that we expect to see. It reminded me a lot of the last time I saw a film like that I thought was so creative and so let itself just take an idea and run with it where it may, was Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. It evoked that same kind of anything goes, but that one had me sobbing like a baby too. So both of them, they take the absurdity, and sometimes it takes that absurdity to give a story heart and to give a connection to these human emotions that big glossy production numbers quite often fail to do. I mean, that they tick the right boxes, they play the music, but it doesn't get you in the feels. Whereas some of these ideas, it's courageous, it's brave, it's letting yourself go and connecting with something inside. That's what makes it so powerful, I think. And I think in life we all need to take more chances. We all need to stop worrying about what going for the safe options, because I think going for the safe options is what kills off creativity. Going for thinking about, is it going to make money? What are the audience going to think? You start placing barriers and limits around around the freedom of expression. You start closing off avenues that you could explore. And seeing a film like this, it's a film that it doesn't close off. It decides, this is who I am, this is who I'm going to be. And like I say, it will divide audiences. It doesn't mind. It takes that risk. It doesn't mind that people might not like it. And again, that's another motif of the film, is another theme in the film, is to accept yourself and to appreciate and celebrate who you are, your successes, your failures, because that's what makes you. Every decision that you've made, every achievement, every failure has made you who you are today. And that's what I love about film, is that they open you up to having thoughts like this, about having realizations, and enabling you to engage with ideas like this. And I think that's why movies as an art form are so important in culture. Storytelling is so important because they guide us to fundamental truths about the world that we struggle to understand on our own, and to struggle to understand without that kind of absurdity, without that going in and tackling it from another angle, without engaging us. This is how we come to fundamental truths in the world. And that's why I think there'll always be a place for movies, and why movies like this are so important, even if people don't like it, and even if, it doesn't go on to make much money and it disappears into the vault. Certain people will have seen it, and it will make a difference to them, because it will, help them understand that, to be who we want to be, we have to take risks. We have to not worry about how people are going to take it, and we have to accept who we are, and that we're going to struggle and not everyone's going to like us. But the freedom and the glorious creativity that we can have in our lives by just letting go of those things that hold us back, I think that is what movie making is all about. That's what storytelling is all about. And that is what life is all about. And so that's why I think Everything Everywhere All at Once is getting a big thumbs up from me.